Table Talk is brought to you by Livingston Family Dentistry.
Livingston Family Dentistry knows that good dental care ensures overall wellness, and healthy teeth and gums can perfect your smile. With over 30 years of experience, Dr. Ronald and Dr. Blake Livingston take the time to explain every treatment. Their modern office and friendly staff are committed to making you feel comfortable, informed, and satisfied. Located at 13724 Woodward in Highland Park, call now 313-883-3050. If your teeth are not becoming to you,
then you should be coming to us.
Good morning, everyone. I am so happy to be here again this morning, right after the first show. This morning, I'm interviewing two men who I would say are up and coming, but they're like up. I'm not even going to say coming because they're right here. My first one I want to introduce to you. I've known him since he was a little boy. This is Jeff Horst. And then on my second segment, I have Mr. David Woods from Enjoy Detroit. And Jeff, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm great. It was so funny a couple of years ago when I was at Baker's Keyboard Lounge and for a comedy night, and I saw you walk in. I said, wait a minute. What? He's doing comedy?
Yeah. It is a surprise to a lot of people when people that knew you in the past and they see what you're doing later on in life. You can't really predict where somebody's going to be from high school.
Well, were you always funny? Now, you have a talented sister who played the lead in Dreamgirls with me, and she could sing her behind off. But
I was always funny, but only to the kids that would sat next to me in class. I wasn't trying to
you
be
were
the
the
attention.
low-key funny.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to get the attention and jump around or anything like that. Like, I wanted to be funny, but I also wanted to not get kicked out of class. I tried to balance both.
Well, there's so many things. When did you decide that you're going to get out here?
That I was really gonna put an effort towards comedy.
Yeah, where was your first stand-up first?
My first stand-up was at a place called, it was in Ann Arbor, and it was at a place called Big Ten Burrito. And it was just a burrito place. A friend of mine worked there, and it was just an open mic, and she just suggested it, and that I give it a shot. And so I watched it one week, and then I went up the next week, and then it kind of all just started from there. Everybody knows of another place to go up at, and the more that you mingle in the community.
Well, when I saw you perform, you were the only white comedian.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, I noticed you got a lot of good friends. Mike Bonner sings your praises.
He's great.
All the time. And he's on this show a lot. So he sings your praises all the time. And I said, well, where did Jeff get all that funny stuff from? But I have a video. I want to show the audience right off a video that you've done. And so as soon as we get the video up, I'd like my audience to look at it, and then we could talk about it.
All right.
I've been studying my rich white history lately, and I've learned that white people, we invented credit. We invented credit. If you look at history, we know white people, we weren't the first people on this planet, which means we didn't invent a lot of the first cool inventions that we eventually got credit for somehow. And I think this is how that happened. We were a little creative about it, you could say. One day we saw another race with a really cool invention, and we were just like, hey, who invented that thing? And then they were just like, it doesn't matter who made it. What matters is we can all use it and appreciate it. And we were like, oh, well, if it doesn't matter who made it. Let's just say white people made it. Boom, stamp white man on it. And, we've used this logic through many things going forward in history. Rock and roll, Jesus, you name it. And, it's kind of how white people, it's kind of like how we got to America. Like one day we were like, hey, Indians. And they were like, who's that? We're like, it's you guys. Hey, Indians. Who's whose land is this? And they were like, what? This is nobody's land. Nobody owns this land. And we were like, oh. Well, if nobody owns this land, let's just say white people own it. Guys, America was founded on dibs. We just called shotgun and got a country. That's crazy to me. I learned recently there's a camp that exists where if you're an awful parent and you have a kid who is gay, you can send your kid to this camp if you hope to pray the gay away. Which is insane for too many reasons, to be honest. I believe in karma, though, so I think what would happen, these homophobic counselors think they're getting all these gay kids together so they can tell them that they think what they're doing is wrong. But what they're also doing, they're getting all these gay kids together. You're not even good at being homophobic. Like, if you hate gay people so much, why would you get them together for a week to mingle? You know what I mean? But just out of spite, I hope that there's one kid who leaves that camp happy. You know, because you introduced him to his new partner, Billy. You know? And if it wasn't for gay camp, maybe he wouldn't even know what a boy tasted like. I have strong opinions, and I get into Facebook arguments a lot, because I don't use my time wisely. I was arguing with the white man who was saying that, he was asking, how come white people can't use the N-word? And I used to have a lot of patience with this question, but I boiled it down to this throughout the years. I don't know, black people asked us not to. That's a solid reason. Nobody uses that one. I really think we're thinking too hard on that issue. Eventually, what he said is he thinks he's better than black people because black people use the N-word and white people don't. And I'm like, all right, let's have this awkward conversation, okay? Because I think it's stupid to judge an entire group just based on one specific thing. I don't think white people, we want to be treated the same way. So it's like, all right, it is true, occasionally black people do use the N-word, but you know what they don't do? They don't curse when they're talking to their mother. See, when I do this joke in front of black people, they know what I'm talking about. When I do this joke in front of white people, they look at me like, what do you mean you can't call your mother a bitch? And if you don't believe me, you can just look at music real quick. Tupac, he said the N-word a bunch. And he had a song called Dear Mama about how much he loved his mom. Let's talk about a rapper who never used the N-word. Let's talk about Eminem, for example. He had a very different opinion on his mother. How he wanted to murder her and bury her in the ground. But he never said the N-word, so white people are cool. All right. Thank you guys very much.
Oh, anyway, we are back. We are back. I wanted you to see Jeff in action. So, Jeff, tell me this. Where do you get your material?
It changes the longer that you do it. At first, when you start comedy, it's just literally anything that you can think of that's funny. And then the longer that you do it, the more that you want it to be a more accurate reflection of yourself. So,
Do you ever, okay, for example, night before last, there was a guy running for Congress who choked a reporter.
Oh.
Did you hear about it?
I did.
He choked the reporter. It wasn't seen, but you could hear it, right? Why did I start laughing like crazy when I'm listening to the fact that the guy jumped on the reporter and he was choking, I'm tired of you, I'm tired of you. And I said, this is horrible. So I called my son. I said, this is horrible that I'm laughing. Because I said, these people are really going crazy, right? I called my son, and my son said, yeah, Mom, that the guy was saying, Jesus, you know, you broke my glasses. He said, I would have hit him, you know. But something like that, sometimes can't you take a serious thing and make it?
Yeah, and that's what I've enjoyed doing a lot more lately, is having more serious topics and analyzing those, because sometimes I think that we won't, if people might get uncomfortable with it, but if we don't talk about certain things, then nobody's really going to change.
Well,
and so it's
comedians
interesting to me, so I want to talk about it.
Comedians don't mind people getting uncomfortable. I mean, because
Yeah.
you have a lot of comedians out there that do. So you perform, as I said, with a lot of black comedians. How did all that happen?
Well, my background is a little bit different than a lot of comedians, or a lot of white comedians for that matter, because I started primarily in the black comedy scene. That was just where I
Wow,
felt
if
a little
they
bit more.
laugh at you, anybody, they're a hard audience.
Well, for me, it was I was actually more comfortable in the black comedy scene than the white comedy scene to start with, because that was more of a reflection of my friends growing up.
Right,
So it was more that's kind of where I felt I had the most in common with the audience. And so the first couple of years I did comedy, I really struggled in the white rooms, and it was hard for people to understand that it was. But yeah, now I'll do comedy for anybody. It
So
doesn't
when
matter
you
where.
were struggling in the white rooms, what were you saying? What kind of comedy were you doing? Or
I think I wasn't adapting at all. I was literally doing the exact same thing that I wanted to do in the black
Oh,
rooms.
okay, okay.
And I was like, what do you guys think about it? And they're like, that we don't want to. We would rather not talk about the N-word right now. Like they didn't want to.
Oh, okay.
Let's not talk about the racial issues and discrimination. We
Yeah.
just want to pretend the world is great and drink this beverage. And
Oh wow.
they didn't.
The sound of nervous laughter.
Yeah. A
The
lot of
sound
nervous laughter.
So you felt more comfortable
Mm-hmm.
with the black comedians? Okay. And because a lot of times you may be the only white comedian on the. But aren't you appearing at the Apollo?
Oh no.
I thought where are you appearing in New York?
I was just in New York last week. I was at the Laughing Devil Comedy Festival,
How
and
did that go?
that went great. Yeah, I've been traveling a lot. Before that, I was in Atlanta and did the Laughing Skull Comedy Festival. So I definitely try to travel as much as I can.
Well, of course, the more exposure, more people see you, and all of that. So, with the black rooms that I'm going to just go back to this one more time.
Yeah.
What kind, or just I'll go back to, what is your adrenaline like before you get on stage? How do you prepare yourself? What do you do?
I try not to over prepare. I usually know I have all of my jokes down pat. I just don't always necessarily have the order down pat, because I think it's gotten a little
Well,
bit
you
too
have to
robotic
feed off
for
the
me.
audience, don't you? Doesn't it?
So I feed off the audience a little bit, but I usually always know how I'm going to start and how I'm going to end, and then I kind of might go off of what I feel like doing, joke-wise. I'm not making it up as I go along, but just deciding what jokes I want to do in the middle, kind of just to make it sound less robotic and less of a speech that you're
Well,
giving.
you could kind of tell when somebody's just repeating,
Reciting, yeah.
reciting the same.
The same stuff over, just
right. It doesn't because it should sound spontaneous. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it's more fun for me to not have an exact. I know exactly how this is gonna go, and then I think that that's easier for the audience to see that when you're having fun, it's easier for them to have fun. So
are you nervous before you get out there?
depending on the show. So if it's a new place that I've never been at before, and it's it's important, I want to impress the club owner or the booker, there might be a little bit of more nervousness, but the nervousness does get a little bit easier. I would say I don't know if it ever completely goes away, but you get more used to it. You expect to be nervous, so then you're not scared by it.
Did you have an inspiration when you were younger? Who was your favorite comedian?
My favorite comedian when I was younger was Dave Chappelle, but
Did you go to his show this week?
this most recent one, no, I didn't. I saw the one before that he was here.
Golly.
I saw the one. I saw it was
He
a great.
high.
I saw the one right before the same day, but the show directly before he was high. So it was a great show. And then
I heard last
and then
night's show was excellent. I heard it was
okay,
excellent.
yeah. I've always enjoyed his comedy because I've always enjoyed talking about racial issues in a humorous way through just a different lens or experience. And when I appreciated him the most, though, I didn't know that I was going to do comedy. So I know a lot of people when they were a little kid, they just knew that they were going to be a comedian. That's like their story, but. For me, I never thought that it was something that I could do. I always appreciated it, but I appreciate it a lot more now.
Well, being funny in the house doesn't always transfer
Yeah.
to being funny on stage.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Everybody in the house. I mean, teachers used to come to me and say, "Ah, Brenda, this kid is. I mean, he's always talking in class and telling jokes. He could be in drama. I'm gonna make sure he signs up for acting." I said, "Oh Lord, have mercy." Everybody who acts a fool doesn't necessarily become a good actor. So, you like Dave Chappelle. I like him too. I really like the way he thinks because I like comedians who can be regular yet politically astute and be able to take topical things that happen right now, and
Yeah.
make them funny.
Yeah, yeah. Depending on what the topic is, I like topical stuff, but some more current events, I usually don't do
Right.
jokes for them as
Okay.
much as like I'm
Do you
really.
ever do anything on
You don't even want to say.
time? On time, you know, sometimes black people are late.
Oh, I have had jokes.
Sometimes,
Yeah,
sometimes.
I have had jokes about. I do have a joke about that
Yeah,
as well.
sometimes.
Of yeah, some stereotypes and whether or not they're true and in what settings and
Right,
yeah.
right.
It's funny sometimes to mention the things that people assume you'd be uncomfortable talking about, but we can all talk about that. Nobody's
Right,
offended.
and these are kind of obvious things.
Yeah.
It's funny when people like Coco was one of my
Mm-hmm.
students, and she talks about things like hot flashes, things
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
we can kind of relate to, especially as women, and then men can relate to because the woman has her window up in the house. He says, "Coda," she says, "Shut up, it's hot." But it's things that we know to be true.
Mm-hmm.
If it just depends on how you say it, right?
Yeah, it depends on how you say it, and that's it's your job to make the audience understand. So it's good for a comedian to not just think, oh, the audience can't relate. Well, it's my job to make sure that they can relate. So I got to go back to the drawing board and reword it.
Have you ever had a heckler?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you get a lot of hecklers. I had a heckler last night.
Oh, you performed last night?
Uh-huh. I was at a place called Chick's Bar off
Where's
of Warren in Detroit. And yeah,
Chick's Bar. Where is that?
I don't know anything about directions. All I know is it's in Detroit, and and put it in my phone, and it takes me
What,
there.
they had a comedy night?
They had a comedy night, and then there was their local drunk man at the bar that who sat front row, which is always interesting because he was the heckler, but he had the most attentive seat, like he truly wanted to be there, but he just wanted to be there and heckle. And
God.
sometimes you can turn him around and make him friends with you, and then he'll be quiet. Sometimes you have to put him in his place. But I'm usually not the person that attacks somebody for no reason. I
Right.
usually wait for it to come to me before I don't go looking for it. I'm not going to make fun of somebody because of their shirt.
Oh,
I'm not going to just do it for the lack of having a joke, just make fun of somebody.
yeah, I was going to ask you that because once at the music hall there was a comedian who called me out during. I mean, I was in the second row and he was looking in the audience and I said, "Oh no, don't see me." And he had some little stupid joke, you know, maybe about my hair or something. But I just said, "Oh, I hate that when a comedian just, you know."
And that makes people not want to sit at the front row of comedy shows because when they have that experience or when they see that experience, even if it doesn't happen to them, there's still a fear of people that don't want to sit in the front because they don't want to get picked on.
Right. So, what do you do when a heckler?
For me, the first thing I want to do is I only talk to them when they're annoying enough for the other audience to know. So I pretty much just get him to understand that the rest of the entire audience hates you.
Oh, okay.
You're not annoying just to me. I would ignore you if I was the only one that was bothered by it.
Okay.
I can be professional, but you're ruining this for everybody. So as soon as I can get if there's 300 people in the audience and I can get 299 people to agree that you suck right now, you need
Yeah.
you need to act a lot better.
So
then
that's
it's
what
easier.
we do as teachers with the class clown sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
We turn the class against him. I used to do that. Somebody
You used to do
I
that?
said, "Well, yeah." I said, "Wait a minute, this is my movie." And so what I would do is I would have the class clown. I once told the class, "Don't say anything to him," because he always came in late. I said, "Don't talk to him. Don't laugh at his joke."
Oh, wow.
And
You hit him where it hurt.
I hit him where it hurt. Because
You said, you guys aren't allowed to be his friend anymore. Just so you know.
well, I was voted class clown when
Oh.
of my high school class. I was a class clown. Man. I used to do silly things, but anyway, what about? Oh, so you don't call people out. You sometimes you have a heckler, and you eventually will deal with that heckler. What about people when you reading the audience? You can read an audience. You know when to do you do this? You know when, wow, this is going good, let me do one or two more jokes, or do you say less is more?
I like to go in the same direction if I have some other jokes on the same topic and I know that they like it. I like to go and give more of that and maybe take away and to rearrange it. If I know that
Right.
they're liking a certain thing or not liking a certain thing, I can pull back from that too. But
Well, a comedian has to think on his feet. Don't you
yeah,
agree?
yeah, think of their feet. So sometimes it's yeah, you have to know when to adjust, when to get the vibe that they're not feeling what you're talking about.
Yeah, I say,
Let's
different
move on
direction.
a different
Yeah,
direction.
Right, I got to change this.
Or know when to double down and just say, no, we're going to talk about this, guys. I choose the jokes, and then sometimes that makes the boldness sometimes can get the audience to loosen up.
Oh, I was going to say, do they get hostile? Well, what about, okay, I'm going to ask you this, it's just on the top of my head.
Yeah.
Right now, you said David Chappelle was an inspiration. Do you have any, have you ever seen any of the older comics before him, like Richard Pryor, do some routines? I thought Richard Pryor was a great comedian, but I thought, and I saw him live several times, but he also was a great physical comedian.
Yeah, he was very good at telling a story with his face, with his body movements, with everything. He definitely wasn't stiff. He was constantly getting the crowd's attention with the way that he just moved around on
I
camera.
just
Which
loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. What about who was I going to ask you? Oh, right now, these days,
yeah,
who is your favorite? Who are some of your favorite comedians? Do you like Zach Galifianakis or whatever?
yeah, I like him, I guess.
He
Yeah.
tells some kid jokes sometimes.
Yeah.
Once in a while, I discovered him like last year. I didn't know of him.
I saw Chris Rock recently when he came back. That was great. I really enjoyed that.
He's funny. He does some good things, current things too.
Yeah, yeah. I really enjoyed his comedy. There's a lot of other comedians. I like Bill Burr, and Mike Birbiglia. Like there's some
yeah.
comedians that may or may not be a household name depending on. But I like a variety of comedy. So there's a lot of
Right.
people that I look up to.
Right. Well, you know who I don't think is funny?
Who? Let's talk about them.
I don't think Kevin Hart is funny. Okay, everybody, don't get me.
Hey,
I
no,
think-
that's all right.
We have a call.
Oh,
Good morning, Michelle.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Theo, Brenda.
Oh, Theo.
I have a question, well, two actually, and then I want to tell you something that happened some years ago. Your guest, have you ever performed at Lafferty's Comedy Club on Woodward Avenue?
at what was the name of it?
John Lafferty's is a comedy club on Woodward Avenue. Is I guess north of 11 Mile. The restaurant upstairs, and they have a room downstairs where comedians perform.
I don't know
I
if
don't
I
know
have.
that. Is it still around?
Well, it may have a new name now.
I don't think it's around right now.
Oh, okay. It like I said, may have a new name. But what happened there some years ago? There was a comedian performing. There was a woman, a blonde woman with a beehive hairstyle. Brenda, that shows you how long ago it was, and her companion. And I was sitting in the second row behind her with my husband and friends. And this woman was heckling the comedian, and she went on and on and on, and he was still performing, not saying anything, negative back to her. But another man got up from behind us, walked up to her with his drink in hand, and poured it into her behalf. And she went, of course, she freaked out, right? So her companion didn't know what had happened. He set his glass on our table. I'm like, oh, my God, I hope they don't think we did it. He walked out just as calmly up the steps and out. So by the time she regained herself to tell her companion, husband, whoever he was, what had happened to her, he gets up, the man was gone. And the comedian couldn't apologize for what someone else did, right. But you all were talking about how the audience responds, and that's how this man responded, because she was totally ridiculous. Now, the question that I have is, the clip that you showed, is it from a DVD that's available for purchase?
That one's not on anything. That's just a clip that actually just have that on YouTube. That was an audition for the Montreal Comedy Festival, and so that was just recorded for that. But I do have CDs that can be purchased.
Or DVDs or CDs?
I have CDs. I have some old DVDs from a while, from years ago, from a group that we performed together sometimes. But more recently, I have a CD that you can find on my website at jeffhorstcomedy.com.
HORSTE. What I could do, you could call me Theo, and I can find out that information.
Oh, okay. That was very good. I liked it.
Oh,
I hope that's included on the CD. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Jeff, one quick question before you go. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years?
Where would you like to see yourself?
I'd like to see myself. That's a great question. I'd like to see myself as, I want to be a consistent headliner in the country, and I'd like to, conveniently, I'd like to live in Los Angeles in 5 years, since I'm tired of the winter, and do you
think you'd ever like to act on a TV show?
Yeah, I'd like to act. I'm taking that as I can in different, I'm taking the auditions and I'm doing improv, so I'm doing as many other things besides just pure stand-up that I can.
Well, if you need any help with that, you could always call me. So, if you ever need anything.
Yeah. Also, just for the sake of letting anybody know, I'm headlining Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle in Royal Oak, June 22nd through 24th. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday it's at 7:30. Friday it's at 7:15, and then 2 shows Saturday at 7 and 9:30. So if you want.
Well, that's great. You're headlining.
Mm-hmm.
That is so great.
Yeah,
I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
Well, you saw him here first, everybody.
Yep.
He might be too big one day, but I know he'll come back.
Yeah.
So we'll be back in just a moment.
Table Talk is brought to you by Livingston Family Dentistry.
Livingston Family Dentistry knows that good dental care ensures overall wellness, and healthy teeth and gums can perfect your smile. With over 30 years of experience, Dr. Ronald and Dr. Blake Livingston take the time to explain every treatment. Their modern office and friendly staff are committed to making you feel comfortable, informed, and satisfied. Located at 13724 Woodward in Highland Park, call now, 313-883-3050. If your teeth are not becoming to you,
then you should be coming to us.
I am back. I am back. I am back. I am so happy to be back with this young man. This is Mr. David L. Woods, right?
David L. Woods, yes.
I know. Speak up. They have to hear you, you know.
I didn't want to be too loud. Mr. Enjoy Detroit.
Enjoy Detroit. Now, a lot of us, I always enjoyed Detroit. I was raised here. I wasn't quite born here, but I was raised here. Do you have a code to your phone?
Code 0822.
Just say it.
Oh,
We're just trying.
it's
he's,
okay.
he's trying to Facebook
okay.
Live it. I can send it to you.
Go video. Okay.
I could send it to you. Oh no, I can't because I can't give
AirDrop?
it. I could send it to Kayla because you can't get any more friends. I tried. Anyway, we're talking about this, but enjoy Detroit, everybody. Now, a lot of us enjoy Detroit. Some people feel disenfranchised because of some of the I think great things that are happening. But a lot of times I have people on because I want them to know that there are some good things happening in Detroit.
Right.
And let's first talk a little of your history. You went to 12 high schools, right?
12 high schools. I was
No.
just
No, how many? 5?
about 4.
But you made it through.
I made
you made
it
it through. Then
Yes.
after high school, what?
I had went to college for a little while, but I had dropped out of college
What
because
college?
I had went to Lewis College of Business. Oh, Lewis College of Business over there on Myers and 6 Mile.
Right.
Yes. So it was a black college. I went there for about a year, but they didn't. I guess the school kind of went through a lot.
Right, they
and,
did.
Yeah, and they couldn't transfer my credits.
Right.
So I did get discouraged, but my main goal was to actually go back and support my family-owned business and like working with my father to be able to support my family.
He had a business?
Yeah, yeah, several businesses, a barbershop, restaurant, dollar store, a lot of convenience stores, beauty supply. So we brought everything back to the hood.
Oh, great, great, great.
Yes.
And you did that. And then what, David?
Then I had built my company in the back of my dad's dollar store, and it surprised
What
me.
made you decide to build a company, and what was the company?
It was a print company.
A printing company?
Yes, printing. We can customize anything: business cards, flyers, T-shirts, you name it.
Wow, so you know how to screen?
Screen print. I use vinyl. I do. Oh, a lot. I'm sorry.
You're talking, I just want to make sure everybody hears the good things you have to say.
Oh, okay. And I'm developing clothing lines right now.
Are you?
Yeah, brands.
Well, you're very trendy here this morning. 1701, what does that mean?
That means the year Detroit was established.
Oh, wow.
You
17, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that, man. I mean, you're trendy from the top to the bottom.
Yeah, I just want to relate to the urban culture and the youth.
Of course, and young people. So, what about Enjoy Detroit? How did that come about?
Enjoy Detroit, just like how you stated in the beginning, that I wanted to turn a negative into a positive because everybody always speak bad about Detroit and the youth as well. So I basically went out in the neighborhoods in the community. Actually, I developed a logo to actually enjoy Detroit, to actually identify ourselves while we're out there doing the great works in the city.
Well, the logo in Detroit has your face on it. This is so nice, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
And so what are some of the things that you all do?
We do a lot of feeding the homeless initiatives, mentoring.
Where do you do this?
We pick all different areas in the neighborhood, like around the city, but our goal is over there in the Midtown area on about 3rd and Martin Luther King, because there's a lot of shelters over there and a lot of homeless people consistently.
See, a lot of people don't realize that. They think the Midtown is all eaten up by
Right.
things that are happening now in Midtown.
Right.
But there are homeless people still in the Midtown area.
Right. All you gotta do is just go a block over, and you will see so many homeless people just even standing outside, begging, begging for food, money, resources. So at the end of the day, I mean, I'm the type of person that goes out and searching for otherwise, and that's what I've been doing with Enjoy Detroit.
So you fed the homeless, and you still feed the homeless.
Yeah, still feed the homeless.
What else do you do?
I just actually recently
Give us a little history of how old is Enjoy Detroit?
Enjoy Detroit is about 7 years old. Yes.
So tell us about some of the things that you've done through the years.
Okay, through the years, everything is really like heartfelt, and I just been walking through it's just a faith walk. So I just been engaging in everything like Coastal Kids, them initiatives, going to different schools, just sharing my testimony as a young black man, and I
What
just
is that testimony?
just it's just really just being lonely at times and overlooked,
You
and
felt like that?
yes, as
A
growing
lot
up.
of young people do, and to see somebody like yourself, and you walk in, people look at you and say, he's got it going on. But sometimes people don't know your journey, and that's what you're trying to tell them.
Right. Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell them.
How did they respond?
Um, it's like I mean, at the journey when I was, like I said, feeling lonely. I mean, people didn't understand where I was coming from in the place because, especially in the black culture, it's being overlooked and it's being pushed to being weak, and a lot of young like y'all.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me, let's expand upon that. No, I'm serious.
Yeah. Because it's like growing up, it's just really like being tough in the hood, and being around your family, and young, like being a man is like very like soft, being emotional, but a lot of things like you can't really overlook people because you never know what they going through and how they feeling in the inside, and sometimes it just be just conversation, just to enlighten their day, and that's what I do. Like the way I felt growing up in life, that's why I go out there in the community and reach out to others, the youth, even still adults, the homeless, just to really see like what put them in that place, what makes them act out the way they do, what pushed them to the curb to say, you know what, I don't want to go back home, I don't want to get a regular job, I don't want to survive no more. So it's like them people really need our help.
Right.
Even like when you think you got it going on, people still need help.
Well, it's like they lack hope. And I think from listening to you, it seems like you want to give them that hope. Tell them to hang on because something can happen. But there are people, like you said, who just think, what's the use, right?
Right.
Have you seen some people, after you've talked to them, start trying to change their way?
Oh yes, yes. I recently was riding downtown Detroit, and I seen people I fed 2 years ago, and just look cleaned up. Like they look sharp, they look presentable, they back in their right mind. They like, I put the bottle down. I left drug abuse alone. Um, it's like I'm moving in my new house, and I got a job, and that feeling is priceless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's wonderful. What's coming up here?
We actually, the day before our event on May 28th, feeding the homeless. We don't just feed the homeless. We actually feed the community to make the homeless feel as one. We don't want to just
You
sit
didn't
there.
section them out.
We didn't. Yeah, we didn't section them out. We don't. I actually, I'm trying to find another word than saying homeless, but just like less fortunate, or just
You can say that.
I want to I don't want to just label them.
Right.
But like I said, like we actually make them feel as one and show them what they missing, if they get their life together. Yeah, but I recently just came off a 48-hour homeless challenge. I actually, cause a lot of times you do have to show like more than what you're doing, because I wanted to actually get deeper with, what I'm saying, with people and the less fortunate. I actually went out there and experienced, what they was going through. Like I starved myself for 3 days. I was homeless for 48 hours. All the donations and all the proceeds went back to the homeless, and it did.
Donations, what do you mean? Where,
I had
it was part of the challenge?
Yes.
Or you didn't have a cup and people just sort of-
Yeah, we had cups, buckets, we had everything that can actually, you know what I'm saying, receive donations.
Okay.
But I had put up a GoFundMe on my page, my Enjoy Detroit page. You can follow me on Enjoy Detroit on Instagram. I had a GoFundMe on there, and my goal was to reach 5,000, and I did reach 5,000, and I used them resources to give back to organizations that does great work in the community that be getting overlooked. Because, like, we haven't got no grant money or no sponsorship. We wanted to use our money from our for-profit, our print company, to be able to give back to our nonprofit and the community,
That's
period.
wonderful. That is wonderful, wonderful. So that day before your event, you're just going to be feeding people.
Oh, no, the day before the event is we actually going to go in a community and actually revitalize, clean up the neighborhood,
okay.
beautify the whole area that we actually going to hold the event Sunday.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to do.
Oh, okay. Oh, and that's down in Midtown, near
Yeah,
downtown.
that's 3rd and Martin Luther King.
Oh, yeah, Midtown.
Yes, yes.
3rd and Martin Luther King. I'm looking at it right now. You know what's so interesting about the area over there? It's like, are you familiar with Jim Brady's Detroit over in Royal Oak? It's a restaurant.
Oh, no.
Jim Brady's Detroit.
Oh, it sounds.
Okay, there used to be a Jim Brady, something about the, check the thing. But Jim Brady's Detroit is a restaurant.
Right.
They have one in Ann Arbor. But back in the day, they had a Jim Brady's on 7 Mile. I guess as the neighborhood changed, they moved out.
Okay.
Well, the grandson has opened this Jim Brady's Detroit in Royal Oak. Well, now they have bought land down on Peterborough. You know where that is in Cass.
Yes.
They're getting ready to build one down there. It's just amazing to me how all of a sudden people are paying attention to the area,
Right.
who have money but never bothered to help. A lot of those people never bothered to help the homeless or the less fortunate, as you are doing.
Right.
Yeah, it bothers me.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's like people is like really just being selfish and thinking for themselves. And if every business owner just like me, because I've been in business for 15 years successfully as a young black man, business 15 years, I supported my family through it all. I supported my community. I even supported myself, a roof over my head, and just showing a lot of light to, you know what I'm saying, to the people that, you know, look down on themselves. And it's a beautiful thing. I don't whine about why people overlook us or do this, because at the end of the day, God gave me my own 2 feet, my own 2 hands, my mind, my head to think, my mouth to speak.
Yes.
So I'm grateful to be able to do something on my own.
Right. So what times is the cleanup?
So the cleanup on Saturday is from 12 to 2. If anybody want to come out there and volunteer, and we really love working with other organizations, because a lot of times organizations is into a lot of competition, and that competition do bring division. It divides us apart.
Oh, it sure
So if we
does.
work together, we can make these opportunities, and we can make a better place in our own city, in the world at the same time. If we just come together.
We have a call on the line, okay?
Okay.
Good morning, Theo.
Yes, good morning. During the experience, I'd like to know if you found out that the majority of the homeless people are veterans. And also,
Our brethren.
do you veterans, military, you know,
Veterans. Okay.
veterans, yes. And the reason I'm asking that is because there is a gentleman who has made his life vocation to let them know that they have benefits in many, many cases that include money that is due them, but they don't know how, or they have been mistreated by the Veterans Administration employees where he used to work. So now he's at the Goodwill Industries over there on Gratiot, and I'd like to encourage you to share his number. You can call and talk to him. It's Douglas Marble, who is a veteran.
Okay, first let me ask him, do you work with the veterans ever? You see
Who are homeless.
Oh, who are homeless.
Yeah.
Yes, I see a lot of veterans that are homeless that we do reach out to, and we do share our events for them to actually bring closure. And the thing is, I know I'm a small nonprofit right now. I'm actually, utilizing other resources and other organizations that's bigger than mine to actually, gain those needs for right now. And I recently did an event, helping fixing up a home for veterans as well. Like we went in and we, painted the whole place. So we done a lot through our whole lifetime, but it's just us as a, young black people, going out there, reaching these type of goals. But we do need a bigger platform to be able to spread our wings and do other things that we want to do with our ideas, like build rec centers, give out homes to the need, and give the youth and people, period, the right education to be able to prosper.
Right. Well, Douglas Marble does not charge anything. What he does is help veterans to find money that is due them that they are not knowledgeable of.
Well,
and that would help them to provide for themselves. And so that was the reason why I would like to
that's
give you
a
his
great
number.
idea. What about if we take his name and number?
Okay.
I have Amethyst answer the phone, get his name and number, and we could give it to David. Is that okay?
Oh, yes.
All righty then.
And we should be able to share the information that we about the Memorial Day event, that he can actually come out with all their resources,
Yes.
pamphlets, business cards, information. You can even sign them up right there on the spot.
Okay.
Yes, yes. So what we'll do is we're going to talk about the event that Memorial Day on Sunday. On Sunday.
It's Sunday, not Monday. Okay.
Yeah, Sunday.
And let me know so that we can make sure that he gets the information. I'm going to give you the number as well.
Okay, well, she's going to answer the phone and you give her the
Okay.
number.
Okay.
Thanks, Theo, and have a good holiday.
Then another thing is we doing free face painting. We got games, haircuts.
Okay, let's kind of start from the top. This is Detroit, Enjoy Detroit, their Memorial Day 5th annual barbecue. Oh, Lord. I mean, I've been wanting some hood barbecue so bad. I was going over to Nuns, but anyway, it's at the NSO Tusami Center.
Right.
Where is that?
That's on 3rd and Martin Luther King.
3rd and Martin Luther King. Is it outside or inside?
Yeah, it's going to be outside. We're going to be in the field, so you're going to see banners, you're going to see tents, you're going to see live music. We're going to do poetry out there just to heal the people and give them a voice. We doing free face painting for the youth. We got games. We giving out free haircuts. Shout out to Paul Mitchell. We giving out clothing, shoes, hygiene products, and we're gonna have many organizations out there to actually give out the proper resources to be able to help the need.
And that's from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Now you have on here this big old sign that says "Come eat."
Come eat.
But you have sponsors too. I mean, this is so impressive because free face painting, the kids love that. Well, some adults do too. And games, haircuts, hygiene products, that's very important for them to keep clean and to, kind of pamper their self every day. Right. Clothes and shoes. There's nothing like shoes. And then you have sponsors.
Oh, man, we got some great sponsors. Shout out to Bay Generation. You got DGA. You got Royalty Arms. You got Team Hype. Team Hype.
Yeah.
It's a young organization.
I know that organization.
You got Colorful Cause. They do great things. You got Bricks. You got you got Good Eats. You got DJ Flex gonna be on the 1s and 2s. You got DJ Ballin. We actually gonna have 2 live DJs out there. They're gonna be battling from old school to new school.
Oh, well, old school. If you got a picnic table, I'm gonna get up on there and I take my thong on. No, anyway.
So we got Good Eats. Good Eats is a sauce. It's some young black brothers that's actually formulated a sauce. We got a full course. They always cater.
A sauce.
Yes, a sauce. Man, barbecue sauce sauce you can put on anything. It tastes Then you got Beer Bros. So you just got a lot of, even Bar 7, they always support us too. They always give out free chicken, pizza. It's a nice little bar in Southfield. Then you got a
I
lot
know
of,
where the,
then
yeah,
you got public relations. That's April.
I
That's
know.
my cousin April.
I know. I've known her.
Oh yeah.
I love April.
Then you got another company that's actually coming out. It's Good Detroit. So they actually trying to grab young talent or just talent period to actually get them paid.
Oh, nothing like it. Once somebody earns a little money or acceptance for what they do, it inspires them to go on. Don't you think?
Yes, I'm telling you, it's awesome. We got to start recognizing. We got to start building each other. I know if we start building each other, it's gonna be a greater place.
Well, you have products like shirts and do you do caps?
Oh, I got a present for you.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'd be blinged out, as the young people say. Oh my God, David.
Yeah.
And you even signed it. I mean, it's signed in glitter.
Yeah, I signed it.
Ah, Lord. You'll see me. You'll see.
You gotta hold it up. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. Oh, look at the back.
Oh, 1701.
Oh my goodness. And then
You got a little bracelet.
you get a crown. Oh,
Little bracelet.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. It's
So
our
how
business.
do they contact you?
Oh yeah, right here downtown Detroit. It's the address right there.
Oh, you're over on Franklin?
Yes, right down the street from Steve's Soul Food in Shane Park.
Right, right, right. Here's my question too, about shirts and things like that. How do they, how,
They can contact us from 313-285-9722. 313-285-9722. We'll share our whole testimony. We've been in business for 15 years. We steady growing. And when you do patronize our company, look all the benefits that comes out of it.
I want to support you. I'm going to support you all. Oh my goodness. This is so great and so unselfish. It's so unselfish. Let me see.
Oh, yeah.
You have caps, you say, too. And you do logo designs.
Oh, yeah.
Who does the designing? You?
Oh, I actually hired a young black little young brother that was actually, he was really going through a lot of struggles in life. So I just told him, he showed me his portfolio. I just brought him right in.
Oh, wow.
Just brought him right in. He does animation. He does art. He actually holds the poetry side of our company too, to give kids and the youth and just people to be able to speak on. And we do comedy too, so he can come up there and showcase his
you
comedy.
do comedy. Jeff Horst. You hear that?
Yeah.
Family reunion T-shirts. And this started about 15 years ago. The Rest in Heaven T-shirts. I mean, when someone passes away, they've been getting people have been doing T-shirts.
Oh
But,
yes.
that's becoming a business.
Yes, it is becoming a business, but that's where I even built more of my passion behind helping people. Because if you hear a lot of stories about behind the people that's passing away and put them on a T-shirt, it's like you have to help. You have to.
Yeah, I know. I know. They do rapid turnaround. That's so important because I know people. It takes so long for them to get the turnaround.
Right. Then a lot of times people last minute and they got an event the next day.
I
And
think
they need
we
product.
were talking about that. That stereotype. No, I'm just kidding. Vinyl heat transfer, silk screen and screen printing. Oh, you do embroidery
Yes,
also?
we do embroidery. Yes.
Digital printing, brand development,
Business cards, flyers, brochures. Yeah.
art designs, and you do obituaries also?
Yes.
Wow. This is really nice, and I'm really proud to know you doing so much, and you have such an understanding of where people can be coming from.
Yes.
That sense of
And another thing, reason why I strongly, push towards, black people is because we do need to find our place. We need to start supporting each other so other cultures and other race can support us too. And now, like, the support and the things I've been doing, the gratitude I've been doing, I started, the other cultures started supporting us. It been really diverse. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of white people supporting me now.
That's great. I
So,
mean, just people,
Yeah,
because, you know, and the fact that you can give people hope to be, I can do more.
Right.
You know, they can say, I didn't know I could do this. Sometimes people discover what they could do later.
Right. Yes, I'm telling you, it's amazing. Then I wanted to give a shout out to Mary Sheffield too.
Oh, Mary Sheffield's a
Mary
good friend. It's a good friend of mine. Our birthday's the same day.
Seriously?
Same day.
Yeah, Mary Sheffield, she very supportive, and she been reaching out, and it just us just keep meeting up in the right segment. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Well, that's part of her district too.
Oh yes.
That's part of her district. But yeah, June 9th, she and I.
Oh, that's awesome.
Gemini's, you know how we do. Listen, everyone, I want you to have a great Memorial Day weekend. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Well, sky's the limit there. But anyway, have a great time and a great weekend. And support, remember, this is Sunday, 3 to 6, over on Martin Luther King and 3rd. Come on, let's support them.
Yes.
Take it down. You did it too high. Okay. This Sunday. And come eat. And donations are still being accepted. Do you have vendors?
Vendors? All the time. Like the sell
Like
thing?
people who sell things.
Oh no, it ain't. It's all given. Ain't no selling.
Okay, that's what I'm talking
You
about.
ain't making no money this day.
Okay.
Okay, you giving.
Okay. Thank you so